Good news, Claymore fans. A new adaptation is coming for this series, and I could not be more excited. This ain't it. I'm sorry, jokes aside, this ain't it. I think I can speak for all the Claymore fans out there. This is not what we were asking for. As a Claymore fan, the ask was for a new adaptation. Start over from the beginning because you anime originaled it and you made it end. Start from the beginning and do a whole new adaptation. Anime. Specifically anime adaptation. This ain't it. This is not it. Yes, for those that missed it, Claymore has been announced to be getting a new live-action adaptation, and not by Japan, nope, by the West, and yes, by a certain Mari Oka. And for those that don't know, for those that don't remember who Mari Oka is, they co-produced the Death Note Netflix adaptation, not the Japanese Death Note adaptation, which I think is actually good. No, the Western one, the Netflix one, the one that was so garbage. I think it is like, besides maybe Dragon Ball live action, is the worst rated live action adaptation of an anime or a property, a manga, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But yes, this news came out. Let's actually read it. It says CBS Studios and Propagate Content have teamed up with actor and manga fan, the manga fan Mari Oka. I like how they act like they actually care. It's a manga fan. The Heroes in Hawaii Five-0 actor to develop a television adaptation of dark fantasy manga series Claymore in partnership with Japanese publishing company Shueisha. Japanese publishing companies, please stop. I know the money's good. I know what I'm talking about, businesses. Please stop. They're hurting your brands. They're hurting your properties, and it's hurting future prospects. Please stop getting this money. Please stop going for that bucket. Just leave it alone. Just don't touch it. The only live action adaptation I think that was done by the West that actually turned out good was the One Piece one. And I know that's exactly why they're doing this. They're jumping on that bandwagon. Man, these are doing good. Let's do it again. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. Stop. Please, Shueisha, cancel this right now. Look at what people... Shueisha, it's this easy. Look at what they did to Death Note and say, do we want our property to have that done to it? It's that simple. Stop it. Get some help. Anyways, Oka will serve as executive producer alongside Ben Silverman, Howard T. Owens, and Rodney Farrell, a Propagate Content banner, as well as Shueisha. Search is underway for a writer. Don't let Masi touch it. Don't let Mari Oka touch it. I liked him in Heroes, by the way. That's it. That's it. That's it. Written and illustrated by Yagi, Claymore is set in a dark medieval world where humans have been preyed upon by shape-shifting predators called Yoma. Since ancient times, the survival of mankind depends on female warriors known as Claymores who fight the Yoma. The live-action series adaptation aims to preserve the action and complex moral dilemmas of original manga and the anime TV, which has been available in the US on Crunchyroll. This is a massive question mark for me. I'm sorry. I mean, a couple people have pointed out, and I sort of kind of chuckle at the thought of it, that yes, for those who don't know, the Claymores are of certain visuals. Like they're like blonde hair, very beautiful white skin, very pale skin. They're very specific. If you see a Claymore, you know it's a Claymore. Well, one, because they're muscly and they have a massive sword, a Claymore. But yes, they all kind of look the same. And so, yeah, the jokes there is that a Western company touching a property like this, they're probably not going to keep them looking all the same. They're probably going to change them around a little bit because it's going to be too questionable to have a bunch of blonde hair, silver-eyed characters. There's going to be a question mark there. But no, like the dilemmas and whatnot, yeah, there is significant, complex, and very dark themes within the Claymore series. For those that don't know, I watched the anime. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I went and read the manga. I absolutely loved it. I literally sat through, like, within a span of 24 hours. I ate through the entire thing. I absolutely love it. I have the big, massive box set thing, and I adore it. And yes, I've, with a lot of other people, wanted a re-adaptation of it, anime adaptation of it, just because, yes, the anime itself originals the ending. There's way, way more to the series, and it gets much more crazy and much more epic beyond where the anime got to. And I think that's why a lot of people want a continuation. They want to see it actually adapted because it's where the story goes is absolutely incredible. Where they stop it, it's like, no, just a little bit further, just a little bit further. Yeah, I mean, you get a sense of that when you watch the anime. It's not done yet. They point out that there's like these several heads, and I think the anime themselves, they only took down one of them. Like, these things are really powerful, and they barely even scratch the surface, that whole situation. It does get in some very dark themes. It gets very graphic, and I don't necessarily see any of that kind of being told. I mean, a good example is his previous work, the previous co-produced work that he did, which was Death Note. I think somewhere it said that he wanted to be involved with that Death Note adaptation because he wanted to preserve the story, the original creator stuff. You failed. You failed miserably. Like, none of that Death Note movie, that live action that you guys did, none of that was Death Note. It didn't feel like Death Note. It didn't look like Death Note. Nothing. It just literally had Shinigamis. That was it. That's the only thing in Death Note that was, they had a Death Note in there. The Death Note and the Shinigamis. That's the only thing that you preserved from that. You're not going to pull this off. You're claiming that you're going to preserve it. You didn't with that. Why would we believe that you're going to do it here? You promised that already. Is that your way of pulling in the original source material fans and then going, oh, we're going to make this for everybody else, though? That's the problem. They're always focused on making these live action adaptations for the populace, for the general audience, which, yes, I understand makes sense. They want to make money, and the best way to make money is to focus on them, not the original fans. But in doing so, you don't preserve it. You literally don't preserve it because you have to get rid of it in order to appeal. And that's what you're doing. And it fails every time. The only time, again, that it has ever seemed to work so far that I can even remember is One Piece. They did an incredible job of that. Hats off to them. They did great. I enjoyed watching that. I'm not a massive One Piece fan. Take that note. So I'm probably way off base here. It sounded like everybody enjoyed it. But this ain't it. This ain't it. And I don't trust them. I literally don't trust them. Similar to his character in Heroes, Oka also collects manga and co-produced the 2017 film adaptation of the manga series Netflix Death Note. I like how this is some sort of flex. It's like, stop. It's like the movie star saying, yeah, I play video games too. I like video games. Just stop. Just stop. I mean, he could collect manga. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it's still like, it's just a weird flex. Please stop. It's such a Hello Fellow Kids thing. I feel like I'm being super nasty right now. Stop, Andrew. Both Oka and Propagate have existing relationship with CBS Studios. Oka was a series regular on the studio's CBS drama of Hawaii Five-0. Propagate had its first look at CBS Studio and continued to collaborate with them individual projects. There has been renewed interest in live-action manga adaptations following the success of, yes, Netflix One Piece. Again, there's where the money is. We've got to get in there. Let's get in there. I have zero hope in this. I don't like to be doomer about this kind of stuff, but I have no hope for this. I think when I first seen that Claymore is getting a live action adaptation, I sort of had like a little bit of a subtle like, maybe. I mean, it's not going to hurt. Again, my hope with a lot of these kind of things is if it does well, it will re-spark interest in doing more. The problem is with something like this, it's such a gamble. Because if it doesn't do well, it will hurt the prospects of doing more. Because what will happen is, if they do this live, they're going to do this. They already have it set. If they do this live action, and it does horribly, it will give signals to Shueisha over here. Oh, they don't like Claymore. Nobody watched it. Nobody thought it was good. Not that, man, they butchered the Claymore live action adaptation. It's their fault. People wanted a good one, and they made a bad one. That's my problem with this kind of stuff. It ruins any prospect for us to get possibly another anime adaptation. It does seem like we are getting a lot of older shows are getting new adaptations, and that's great. And so this has been one of them. This is one of those series that I'm hoping eventually they go, hey, let's look back at the old catalog. What can we readaptate? Hey, Claymore wasn't fully. Let's redo that. Let's redo that one. It's just like Berserk. Please eventually look back and go, yeah, that whole CGI Berserk didn't do very well. Let's do it again properly. Claymore is definitely one that I want them to do. And if this does horribly, it's going to impact that. It's going to look bad. And again, I just don't see them handling Claymore in a good way. And yeah, the other question is that since it's a TV adaptation, this means that they're probably going to do, I don't know, 6 episodes or something like that. They'll probably get barely into that initial backstory stuff, which is really, I think, the initial hook that I think a lot of things were kind of focused on with like the anime adaptation. Can they get far enough into it to even do anything significant? That's the question mark, but no. Just no. I'm just gonna say no. But anyways, that's the perspective of this Claymore fan that's being doomer about this whole situation. I think that's kind of what most people are feeling looking at social media. All the Claymore fans are like, yay. Oh, never mind. Or I thought this was going to be an anime adaptation. Sorry. But anyhow, that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below, comment. Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to be a trash fire? Let me know. Additionally, if you like this content, you want to support more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it. But until next time, y'all take care.